Mumbai, formerly known as Bombay. Now a modern port city in the year 2000. India's Victorian metropolis in the 19th century. Mumbai was chosen and built by the British because of its strategic geographic location in the Asian region. Being an island city, it had many advantages from the defense and trade point of view. Today, a cosmopolitan city, a modern city, ready to face the challenges of the new millennium, undoubtedly the financial capital of India. Fort area. As the name suggests, Mumbai's once fortified area in the early 19th century. Until recently, the hub of the city was the fort. Fort Precinct, being the oldest development, has many heritage buildings. British presence in this island city for many years before independence has left its mark on the old city. It has more buildings styled on European architecture than any other city in India. India is making steady progress in areas like technology, industry and trade. But unfortunately, issues related to heritage buildings have taken a back seat. When we talk of Mumbai's glorious Gothic revival architecture, now of course requiring urgent attention and restoration, one person's name comes to the fore. He is British architect Frederick William Stevens. A major contributor in shaping the cityscape. Also, a great follower of Gothic revival architecture. British by birth, born at Bath in Somerset in 1847, Stevens enjoyed a decorative and illustrious career as government architect and as a private practitioner right here in Mumbai. Stevens arrived in Mumbai in 1867 from England. He began working in Pune, but by 1869 he came back to Mumbai. That was the beginning of 30 years of strong bonding between Stevens and Mumbai. Stevens went ahead and beautified the city with his marvelous buildings. Mumbai became his home city, and he gave Mumbai a distinct character, a Victorian city character. It was also the time when great building activity was taking place. It was indeed a very prosperous time for Mumbai. After doing some excellent initial work, his single most important assignment came his way: to design Victoria Terminus Station, or VT, now renamed as Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, or CST, following the trend after independence. Most British names are now replaced by Indian names. Stevens created a sensation. This building was a success story right from the word go. Mammoth, stupendous, awesome and imposing. Ever since this building has come into existence, for more than 100 years now, it has represented Mumbai. One cannot imagine Mumbai without CST. This building is unique. Stevens was a pioneer in assimilating Oriental forms of plants and animals with Gothic architecture. This British-born architect incorporated Indian forms in European style of architecture almost magically. Notice the beautiful peacock windows. Peacock, the colorful Indian bird, beautifies these window panels. Same for the main gate. Gothic structures usually have lions on both sides of the gate. Here one sees the British lion on one side and the Indian tiger on the other side. Unfortunately, weathering has started showing its effect. So great was Stephen's sense of architecture that none of these Indian details altered the essentially Gothic character of the building. A 14-foot-high statue of Progress over the central dome, designed by Thomas Earp in London, is the center of attraction. Aptly called Progress, as it was the time when the cotton industry boomed and trade in general was flourishing. The stair below the central dome. Stephen's fascination for beautiful sculptures is evident in all his buildings. In fact, none of his buildings are complete without sculptures. Portraits of founders and donors. All the statues were symbolic and represented the issues and trends of that particular time. Sociologically thinking, this building's role in Mumbai city's life is very important. In fact, any addition made to this Gothic structure becomes a controversy, followed by various opinions expressed in the media, as this involves the most important city square in town. CST is like a shrine for everybody subscribing to any faith or cult. It belongs to everybody, as these portraits of citizens suggest. A special gesture by Stevens acknowledging the diversity amongst Mumbai's citizens. Such is the position of this building in a Mumbaiite's mind that it is easily a symbol for many things. It symbolizes Mumbai's tenacity and strength to overcome all threats to its plural identity. It symbolizes Mumbai's image as home for many religions and linguistic groups. It symbolizes the city's greatest virtues like equality, tolerance, and of course, opportunities. CST stands for Mumbai's art, architecture, aesthetics, its immense pool of talents, its freedom to express and create. CST embodies and symbolizes all this in one form. Today, very few admirers of such heritage buildings know that these precious buildings are facing some dangers. visible and invisible. Vibrations. Vibrations due to heavy traffic and of course road digging lead to loosening of masonry joints. Botanical or plant growth and structures. The growing roots of plants in search of water create channels leading to water leakages. Pollution, traffic and industrial pollutants settle on stonework. Combined with acidic rainwater, they accelerate stone decay process. Some of the examples of decayed stone faces. Going back to Stevens, Stevens received acclaims for his Victoria Terminus building. He was a government architect loaned to railway company. Stevens opened his own private office in 1884 and came the next major commission, design for the Bombay Corporation building, the site which was exactly in front of CST. Arguably, it has less Gothic features and more Saracenic features. The shape of the domes is quite like Deccan domes. Other Saracenic or Indo-Islamic feature is the cusping of arches. Gothic elements include the gables of the two wings and the statue called Urbs Prima in Indies. The statue indicates Mumbai as the premier city of India. Stevens deliberately designed this building in such a manner that apart from having its own identity, it complements the CST, never competes. Stevens harmonized the architectural style of this important city square. History should know more of this man, for he was one of the most inventive and resourceful of all practicing architects of Victorian Gothic architecture. Yet, he is virtually unknown in England and in India. This is truly unfair. Had he practiced in Bradford or Manchester, he would have been as famous as Scott, Burgess or Butterfield, all great architects of his time. Such is the grandeur of his buildings that they claim to be some of the very best in the world. Stevens' next commission came in 1894, the design of the Terminus building for the Bombay, Baroda and Central Indian Railway at Church Gate, now known as the Western Railway Headquarters. Central Square Tower has wings on both sides. It also has a central gable. The dome shape is very oriental. The huge west window lights the central hall. Portraits and statues are again important. The gable over the entrance is crowned by a statue of engineering, complete with a locomotive in one hand and a gear wheel in the other. Then came the Oriental Life Insurance Building. Originally a school building, Stevens gave it a Gothic face. The busy Flora Fountain area was considered unsuitable for school. Stevens added the topmost floor, which imparts the Gothic character through its style and ornamentation. He was a master in creating interesting facades. His experience in treating V-shaped sites like the Municipal Corporation building was valuable here. The next assignment was design of the Chartered Bank of India, Australia and China, now the Standard Chartered Bank. In fact, this building is the best restored of all of Stevens' known buildings. Small details are cleaned and restored using modern technology. Contrast between colored stonework and carved stone ornamentation make a good composition. A good heritage conservation job. Again dominated by sculpted figures representing Britain, India, Australia and China. The interior is a pleasant blending of modern worlds, needs, requirements with grandeur of a heritage building. It creates an ambience which is truly spectacular. Sensible new additions like this fountain only add to the beauty of the original. Perfect example of how a heritage building can regain its past glory by doing methodical conservation work. Unfortunately, Stevens never saw this building in its completed form. He died on the 5th of March 1900 due to malarial fever and was buried in Mumbai, a fatal illness at the time in most of the tropical countries. His untimely demise at a young age of 53 put an abrupt end to an otherwise illustrious career. Mumbai lost a visionary, a trendsetter, and a humanist. After seeing Stevens' work, it leaves no doubt in one's mind that his contribution in giving Mumbai its architectural identity is immense. Sadly, there are very few architects, engineers, artists, students who have even heard of Stevens, leave alone the common man. The greatest architect this city has ever seen. Today, he is forgotten. Christian Cemetery at Siveri, Mumbai. Siveri, once an industrial district of Mumbai. Today is not an ordinary day. Today is the 5th of March, 2000. Stevens' 100th death anniversary. His grave in Siveri, lost and forgotten. Neither a soul turned up to pay his respects, nor any memorial service organized. But what about the new generation? Let us hope that Stevens shall be fondly remembered and cherished by this new generation, as they are our hope, his hope, everybody's hope. Frederick William Stevens, a legend almost forgotten.